So what we're going to do is ask if anybody who has joined our our live broadcast would share it. We'd appreciate it. Jean Schumacher and I are both Plant Pure Communities pod leaders. So if you are a pod leader and are on our page, we would love for you to share this live broadcast in your pods as well, because there's a lot of great information that we have for you. Jean, shall we get... Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. So, introduction.
Thanks, Ron, for sharing in the Plant Pure Facebook group. We appreciate it. We love our pods.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Yes, we do.
All right, Jean, you take it away. Do you want to do our quick intro?
I do. I'm Jean Schumacher. I am the Queen of Diamonds. Why am I the Queen of Diamonds? Because I like the facts. Give me the facts. Me and Joe Friday, the facts. I like to learn about the science behind plant-based eating and how it can change our health destiny. I mean, both of us know we've lost over 100 pounds, each. Each. Yeah, that's a person. So, yeah, share yours.
Hi, I'm Nancy Matthews. I am the Starch Queen of Hearts. I am the Queen of Hearts because I love to have everybody feel great about themselves, compassion. We can live this lifestyle, whole food, plant-based lifestyle, and be great for the environment, great for ourselves, and feel good about it. So therefore, yes. I am the Starch Queen of Hearts. Together, we're the Starch Queens.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. So we had a question from one of because we started a plant-based weight loss program. And it's not so much weight loss, because it's changing your health. And that's, weight loss is, it's a side effect. A good one. So,
a very good one.
Yeah, but it's all about learning how to change your health destiny. And that's what this is about. So one of our people in our group wanted to know about makeup, because she asked specifically about eyeliner and mascara. Now, I use, personally myself, I use the Pure Haven Essentials, because this whole company line, and we've talked about this before, this whole company line is completely non-toxic. Everything in all the products, the entire company, is non-toxic. So I can't say enough about them. But I know, so if some people don't want to buy Pure Haven Essentials, that's great. I suggest getting or using the Environmental Working Group. And if you're not familiar with them, you need to be. EWG.org. Amazing resource. And what this does, they've got what's called the cosmetic database. And it's not just for cosmetics. It's shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste. We've talked about this before. 26 seconds on your skin, and it's in your bloodstream without question. Okay? So you want to make sure that anything you're putting on your skin, we call it the trifecta approach, anything that goes in, on, and your environment, you have to change.
And fitness.
And of course, fitness, of course. Yep. Yes, absolutely. But we have to change those pieces. So I found it's called Well, and it's spelled funky, W3LL, wellpeople.com. They've got several makeups. And if you go on the EWG, you can search a couple of ways on the database. If you go up to the top, you can look and search by category. And then they have, it's called EWG Certified. And they go through and they verify the ingredients that are in it. And then they look at all the ingredients to make sure that they're non-toxic. So they have a certain standard that they have to meet. They rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. They also have a database for cleaning products as well. Anyway, so the Well People is pretty good. I looked them up. I use their because Pure Haven Essentials just has a liquid eyeliner, and I like the pencil because I can't handle the liquid. I mean, I'll be like tracing all over my face. I mean, some people can do it. My daughter's a pro at it. Not me. I need the pencil. So I'm hoping that Pure Haven comes out with one soon. But anyway, so that's the one I use.
I'll share mine.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, I really like the Pure Haven Essentials too, but I like the things that I've been using for a long time. And I'm sure you've all heard of Honest Company, Jessica Alba's company. She has a non-toxic product line. So I've got Honest products. This is their lip pencil. It's great. The lid is stuck. So that's the color that I have on right now. And then this is another brand. It's called Pacifica, and it's organic, vegan, cruelty-free. This is their mascara, and this is a 5-star mascara. so you can see the wand. It's really nice, nice long lashes. And
Wait. You said you couldn't find that on the EWG. And let me just throw in there about that. If you can't find, because they've got a database of about 80,000 products on the EWG, if you can't find it on there, what you can do is I went to the website and I looked up the ingredients. And then I went through ingredient by ingredient because I have that kind of time, okay? And I went through and I looked at each one ingredients, and you'll find that the EWG has almost a page on almost every ingredient that you could possibly think of. And so I went through and looked through the Pacifica, the mascara that you use. There was only one or two that gave me concern. One was the cetearyl alcohol, which had, depending upon the source of it, could be from 3 to 7. Again, they rated on a scale of 1 to 10. They're using this in the product. It's for penetration enhancer. So it's helping to get the wand in, get it creamy, and then get it out and get it on your brush. And then it evaporates. So that one concerned me. And then the other one was potassium sorbate, which is used as a preservative in the makeup as well. And that's rated as 3. Otherwise, everything else in there was pretty good. So overall, I would have to give this maybe a 1 or 2 overall, in the ratings. So not too bad.
Then the other brand, then I used this is from Australia. This is an organic powder foundation called Zooey. So it's vegan, it's powder, and it even has flowers in the bottom of it. So it smells really good too. So this is just a powder. It's got a little powder puff there. And this is just a nice powder foundation. And it's, again, from Australia, organic, vegan, no toxins, no chemicals. And
did you get it on Amazon or?
No, I got this through my friend Kathy, who is an esthetician. I have looked it up online, Zooey.com, Zuii. You can get it online, and those are the things. Like Jean says, we want to make sure that you're not we're going to great lengths to be whole food, plant-based, and free of oils and chemicals and toxins in our body. We want to make sure we're not absorbing it into our skin as well. So
right.
We hope that
26 seconds.
Yeah, we hope that helps you with your question on mascara as well as your eyeshadow. Yeah.
And I see Laura. Laura has joined us tonight. So thank you, Laura, for joining us.
Awesome.
Glad you're here.
Awesome.
Okay, call your mom, text your mom, tell her to get on. So.
Awesome. Please share. All right. So what we're going to talk about until we get, I'm not seeing the questions, Jean. Are you seeing? I'm not seeing questions on my screen.
Nope, not me either. Oh, I'm seeing questions, but nobody's got questions at this point.
No, I'm not even seeing people.
It's your attitude.
Well, apparently. It's Tuesday. I got the Tuesday attitude. So anyway, so what we've been talking about, what's going on in the Starch Queens this week is calorie density.
Yes.
We've been talking a lot, and that's what we talked about today, and it's very exciting. In the Starch Queens weight loss program, an educational program, Ron just asked, are essential oils dangerous? Funny you should ask that question, Ron, because that happens to be our lecture that's going to happen Sunday in the Starch Queens weekly. See, the Starch Queens weight loss program, we have weekly educational
webinars
programs, and they're webinars for all of our group members. And we have a topic that's coming this Sunday, and it's on essential oils. So Ron's asking if essential oils are dangerous on the skin. Take it away, Queen of Diamonds.
I will take it away. The essential oils, and again, it depends upon your source of essential oils. When you are looking for a source of essential oils, you want to make sure that you're looking for essential oils that are USDA certified organic, number one, because how they're processed can make a huge difference. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about in the webinar is the processing. Usually it's a distillation. It could be cold pressed as well, depending upon what you're doing. A lot of things, especially if you're getting a good essential oil, they're going to be extremely concentrated. So putting them directly on your skin is never recommended. You want to have what's called an oil that you can dissolve it into. So they call it a carrier oil. So usually I use a jojoba oil, and I have an organic one. And again, I place and put into that. And I can show you, this is one of the things that I carry around with me at all times. This is, and I made this myself, but this is a roller ball. And this is, and I just got this on Amazon. And it's, and so my new series that I bought was, when I first learned about this, I bought the cobalt blue glass, but I have since learned that it's better if you get a darker, like the amber color ones, because the oils will eventually, go bad, especially if they're light sensitive. So, but I keep this in my purse, so I'm pretty careful about exposing it to light. So this is just a roller ball, and this one has peppermint with jojoba in it, and especially great for migraines. And I carry it around with me, especially because whether I'm with my daughter tends to get migraines very easily. So I'll keep this in there, and it can stop a migraine dead in its tracks. So anyway, but to answer your question directly, you don't want to put essential oils directly on your skin. Like, for example, I have this necklace. This necklace is a diffuser. See? This is a diffuser necklace, and it's just got a pad inside that absorbs the oil, that I put in, and I'm breathing this all day. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be talking, the topic for our webinar this Sunday is going to be talking about essential oils and weight loss and how that can help.
And I'll just add a little bit to that, Ron, is, again, this is a locket, and it has a little bit of peppermint on it. And when you are craving and your brain is wanting sugar, salt, fats, and you're seeking that dopamine hit, peppermint has a strong relay, the aroma, to your brain, and it really cuts those cravings down. And I like this one because it has a long enough chain that if I'm in a stressful situation or the bad habits are kicking in, I can just go, there it is. And, and really it's scientific. See, this is why I'm the Queen of Hearts, because I just have fun. I love this lifestyle. So I'll just be, wherever I'm at, and I'll just, give 3 big inhales, and it's amazing how it just shuts your brain down. And peppermint is awesome. And then there's other ones for, you can switch out your discs in the evening. Lavender to help calm the brain and get you ready to go to bed. So essential oils are very vital in weight loss. And this is one of the things that we're really excited to start educating everybody. We would love to educate everybody on essential oils.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say is, like, when I'm doing yoga, because I love, Nancy likes to run. I'm a yoga queen. So she likes to run, but when I do yoga, I made sure, like, my necklace, because mine has an adjustable chain length on it. So that's one of the features you want to look for. I like the stainless steel one. They're on Amazon. They're like $20. But when I'm doing yoga and I'm doing, the dog position, and it hits my nose, and it's perfect. It hits, and it gives me a woof, Yeah.
Yeah. I don't run with mine because it weighs, too heavy. So they're great. The essential oils are fantastic, and we're excited to bring this next level of education to our group members and everybody. I mean, it's fantastic. It's a great, I love seeing it because it's an alternative to prescriptions and high priced oils and, the steroid topical creams. Like, if people have aches and pains, and they always go right to the pharmacy and they get those things that have chemicals in them that you can't even pronounce.
God,
there's a lot of great there's a lot of great botanicals that can help the human body.
Well,
and we're scratching the surface.
I know it. When I broke my wrist and I had a really bad fall, I mean, when I do something, I do a darn good job, and no exception. My wrist went like this because I fell off a ladder, and the ladder collapsed on top of the wrist and just crushed it. And so they put Humpty Dumpty back together. But the pain, the doctor's like, you're going to be in a phenomenal amount of pain. And they sent me home with some serious drugs. And I took one, and I went, I couldn't handle the side effects from the drugs. And I tossed them. I flushed them. And I said, oh, that's it. So I started using lavender and essential oils, and then the Boo Boo Stick. The Boo Boo Stick is my all-time favorite product on this planet from Pure Haven Essentials. And between the two of those things, it managed the pain completely. Totally managed the pain. Awesome. I could go, I could tell you story after story of healing that has happened because of essential oils. So
Yeah, it's
anyway.
really great. I love the fact that they are healing, and they're also really awesome for Jean will put the information on the boo-boo stick in the comments when we're done with the Facebook Live, because
Yes.
I'm not kidding you. If you got kids, I know, Ron, you've got kids and grandkids, and they get boo-boos. It's pretty amazing.
Oh my God.
Pretty amazing.
Well, especially I'm in the kitchen cooking, especially when I'm making cooking videos. I've got a cooking day coming up next Monday. Then I'm making more videos, cooking videos. And I invariably will burn myself, at least if not once, definitely.
Me too.
And I keep one in the kitchen. And if you burn yourself, immediately put it on. It will calm and soothe it, and the burn goes away quickly.
Yeah.
Sunburn, or like if you sleep around, we're getting older when we put our head down on a pillow and we hurt ourselves sleeping on a pillow. Okay, and I'll put some on my neck, and pain's gone. Or like if like if I've been out doing yard wars and I need the big stick,
Yeah.
But I put it
Paintbrush.
It helps. Yeah, exactly.
Roller.
Julie,
like
glad
roller.
you're here. Yeah,
Hi,
glad
Fran.
you're here.
Hi, Fran. Hi,
Yep,
Fran.
and Fran, I saw that
right.
too.
Well, anyway, essential oils coming up on the Starch Queens Sunday night. We're super excited.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about do we have any more questions? Hi, Fran. Do you have any questions for the Starch Queens? Hi, Julie.
Glad you're here too.
You're here. So we'll just start talking. We're going to talk about what the weight loss aspect of the Starch Queens program here too. And this week's topic is calorie density and how calorie density. We get people all the time in my Plant Pure Communities pod and Jean's pod, and it actually happened organically this last spring, where Jean challenged a friend to a 10-day weight loss challenge, and then they did it for a month, and then they posted in her pod, and I said, hey, wait a minute, I've got people in my pod who are struggling with weight loss. They're hitting plateaus, and they're eating a lot of carbs, a lot of great starches, a lot of nuts, and a lot of avocados, and a lot of plant-based vegan cookies and power bars and all these things, and they can't figure out why they're not losing weight. Well, Jean and I, like we said before, have each lost 100 pounds, and it's been 6 years for me and longer than that for Jean. So we figured out the calorie density and how to make that magic work while you're healing your body. So for example, I don't have an example of a visual right now, but you all know what an ounce of walnuts looks like. That's literally 4 walnut halves, give or take a half. That's 185 calories. 185 calories. Almonds, an ounce of almonds or almonds. I'm from the almond country. My dad was an almond farmer, so I call them almonds, but I'll tell you a quick joke. So do you know why they're called almonds? Because I almost said walnut farmers, because almond farmers shake the L out of them at harvest time.
That was really bad.
Okay. So anyway, almonds have a whopping 162 calories as well per ounce. Cashews 157 and pistachios 158. So we're talking, a portion size of an ounce. Okay, that's nothing. And then you have a 1 pound sweet potato comes in at 225 calories. So you think about the size of a 1 pound sweet potato versus an ounce of walnuts. Now, don't get me wrong. I was a farmer's daughter, and walnuts are a superfood. Their omega-3 fatty acids are heart healthy, and they're great. I put about an ounce in my salad dressings when I make my salad dressings, because that oil that's in the walnuts helps absorb the nutrients from the greens in your salads, so they're a perfect complement to each other.
Well, don't forget, it's the omega-3, the omega-6 that's got the perfect ratio for that. Don't forget that.
They've got the perfect ratio for that. But I'm not sitting down and consuming that whole ounce in one sitting. I'm going to take it and do over maybe 6 or 7 servings of that salad dressing. So there brings that calorie set down.
Right.
And so eating handfuls of walnuts, eating handfuls of almonds, snacking. Well, it's what I call recreational eating, stress eating, boredom easy eating, and these things how we can put into perspective what higher calorie plant-based foods are and what you can get with more of a higher nutrient-based food at a lower calorie impact. And so we want you to sequence your meals. You want to start with your salads, your vegetables, and then your soup. And then you want to end your meal with like your entree. So your stomach's going to be filled up and you're going to be satisfied. And then you're going to eat less of the higher calorie foods. So anyway,
well,
go ahead.
Let me give you another example. I found a great video, or not a video, visual. It was a cheeseburger, okay? Just a basic small, the regular size, not the Whopper, not just a basic cheeseburger, okay? 550 calories. And they estimated, and I thought this is interesting spin on this, they figured how many bites it would take you to eat that, okay? So 550 calories, it took 10 bites to eat this cheeseburger, okay? So they figured that's 55 calories per bite. Then two baked potatoes came in at 550 calories. They figured it was going to take you at least 20 bites to eat that baked potato, coming in at 27.5 calories per bite. So interesting. And you've got a lot more food. 2 baked potatoes is going to fill me up without question. And one of those little cheeseburgers, please. I could in my pre-stage, I could have woofed down a couple of those bad boys. Yeah. That's 1,500, 2,000 calories, like that. Right. That's not including the French fries and the shake and all the other crap that goes.
Oh yeah, that's why we have an obesity crisis in the United States, because your basic Burger King meal, you've got at least 150 calories in your soda. That's if you don't get the gallon size drink. Then you've got 400 calories in the small French fries, and you've got 400 calories in the hamburger cheeseburger. So you're looking at a 900 calorie meal, and people are having these 3 and 4 times a day. So and then you have the impact of the dairy aspect, the meat aspect, and everything that comes with the casein, protein, the oil. Yeah, it's too many calories. We just are, if you know what your basal metabolic rate is, like my basal metabolic rate is only 1,350 calories per day with my age and height and my weight. So that would be like, one fast food meal in today's standards. So that's not going to happen. But I really want to point out too that like a cup of beans only has 199 calories. That's great. And then you have fiber, and it's the resistant fiber. Lentils come in at 230 calories a cup. And again, they have the resistant fiber. Brown rice averages around 215 calories. Now, we don't want to put any oil on our brown rice. That's just, I make mine in the Instant Pot, and it comes out perfect every time. And so let's see, a whole cup of brown rice versus an ounce of walnuts. So you've got a tiny little bit of, for 100 and what was it? I say 125 calories, and for 70, 80 more calories, you've got a huge cup of brown rice that is a meal for a lot of people. So that is where calorie density comes into play, and then we fine tune it from there.
But one thing that always, and just until recently, this blew me away, because if you think about it, when we talk about, I know Jeff Novick talks about it in terms of calories per pound. And he talks about, like, for example, vegetables range in from 60 to 195 calories per pound. Fruit is 140 to 420 in that area. Then you start to getting into potatoes, pasta, rice, barley, yams, corn, and hot cereals. And that can range from 320 to 630 in the calories. Then you start getting to bagels, breads, muffins, fat-free muffins, dried fruit. That goes in at 920 to almost 1,400 calories. Then you get sugars, your molasses, sugar, honey, agave syrup, maple syrup. That's 1,200 to 1,800 calories. And so right at the low end of that spectrum, about 1,000 to about 1,200 calories per pound is ice cream. Okay, fine. Well, we all know that ice cream's not a low-calorie snack. We got that. But one of the things that I always thought of was crackers. I love those rice crackers. Fantastic. Or I thought was a great snack. Or popcorn, air popped popcorn I'm talking, not oil, air popped. Okay. Those are coming in at 14, almost 1,500 calories to almost 1,800 calories a pound.
So Jean, so that's a pound popped or a pound of
Pound of the
corn?
seeds, the corn.
A pound of the seeds. So really that's about, like, if back in the day when I would make popcorn, I would put a couple, a cup in, a half, three-quarters of a cup, and we would have this giant bowl that we would make. But Nick and we'd polish that thing off in no time
Easily.
at all. So if that's
Like
1,400, that's 700 calories. But then even with the air popper, I'll put in a quarter of a cup, half a cup in the air popper. So in terms of that, that's still going to come in, even at air popped, at probably 300 calories.
If not more.
If not more.
And for me, that was a trigger food because I wanted more and more and more, because the sensory receptors, your density receptors in your stomach are not going to register that. And so, but what mind blows me away is that the popcorn and the dry cereals, the chips and things are more than ice cream.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've got, at least with ice cream, you've got a little bit of the water in there to bring the caloric density down. I mean, it's still high in fat and sugar. It's ice cream. What do you want? But here I was thinking that this was a good snack to have, like the chips and the, thing. But first of all, they're triggers for me, because if I start to eat them, I want more. And what I call the inner raccoon comes out without question.
And we know why, because it's a refined grain. And refined grain, wheat, anything that's refined will trigger the dopamine reaction in our brain, which is just like sugar. It's just like heroin.
Yeah.
It's the refined grains are a trigger food for many people. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people cannot have, in their weight loss process, and as they're going through their weight loss journey, they need to stay away from all refined grains, because of the very fact that our brain looks at them and sees it exactly like sugar. Well, and like alcohol.
Well, and the next category is nuts and seeds, which can go from 2,400 to 3,200 calories a pound, which is huge. It's a lot of calories for 1 pound. And my husband and I just went on a trip down to Maryland, and we would stop at several places along the way, for rest stops and things like that. And he would always pick up like a bag of nuts, and the two of us would sit there and polish them off. I mean, without question, easily.
Right.
But what bothered me too was also that there wasn't a lot of choices for us to eat. We stopped at the rest stops, and you can't believe there's just nothing. You have to bring your own food. I mean, you have to, without question, because, there's just nothing available in these rest stops for us to have.
No, the only thing that's good about a restaurant, because when Nick and I travel, and this is something that is fantastic, is to bring your own food. And you can reheat. You can go into a restaurant and not a rest stop. Like, are you talking about a mini market rest stop or a rest stop along the way, like on the freeway?
A rest stop on the way along. Oh. They have these now, these big, huge places where they have tables, they have, restaurants and stuff like that. And then you go and take your food and sit at the tables. But, for us, it was, there was nothing for us to eat. We did find like one little corner that had like, fresh salads and stuff, but every salad had cheese in it, or slices of meat or things like that. And I guess we could have picked them out, but it was just, crappy lettuce and,
Better to bring your own food. We have the lunchbox oven that is 9-volt, and we also have the transformer, and you can actually put a whole meal, and it looks like a lunchbox, and you just plug it right into your cigarette lighter. And
Mini Hot Logic.
And a Mini Hot Logic will do the same thing as well. So you don't have to, you can travel. Let's see, at least the nuts are a better choice than roadside junk. True. We always bring a cooler or just do the best we can for the road trip, then back on plan afterwards. That's a very great approach to it, Erica. Always pack your own food as best you can when you leave the house. There's no doubt about that, because there's just no options out there right now. But hopefully with the movement that we're on.
Well, and Plant Your Nation they've started the restaurant campaign. So thumbs up on that. So you get certification,
Yep.
Absolutely.
We're
I'm
making
so
that
excited.
happen. Yep. That's huge. That's huge.
I know. Well, okay, getting back to our calorie density, the last piece on the calorie density is oils. That comes in at 4,000 calories per pound. Okay? Yikes. Okay? This is one of the reasons why we don't use oil. I mean, that's one reason, I mean, for the caloric density. But our stomachs do not respond to the oil. And I remember going out to an Italian restaurant that was our favorite in where I grew up, and still is our favorite, but I just don't, I push that down at the other end of the table. They'll come out with a dish of oil that's got to be a couple thousand calories. Okay.
Yeah, with balsamic vinegar in it.
No, not even balsamic. It's pure oil.
Oh, wow.
With infused garlic and onions and peppers and stuff like that. And it's phenomenal. I mean, and they bring out a huge, big basket of bread. And so you're sitting there sucking up. Yeah, and I love the garlic. Oh, my God. Garlic breath. Wow. And I could eat that whole bowl. And we would. I mean, we'd sit there and suck it up with the bread. Your stomach does not register the fact that you've just ingested like 1,000 calories.
No, and
no
why?
Clue.
Because there's no starch there to trigger the stretch receptor.
Right. Exactly. So you have no idea that your body has no clue. It doesn't register it in your stomach. You don't have these receptors to perceive that amount, because this is something that has been taken from nature, and we're taking the worst. We're taking the worst. We're taking all the worst part of it out of the olive and throwing away the good part.
Yeah,
and,
all the nutrition, all the fiber, everything that's good about
all
the olive.
Nutrients, all exactly. gone.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and lots of times, having been in the food industry, a lot of times they use the lower quality product to make the byproduct from. So like walnut oil is made from the most ugliest sunburnt walnuts you could ever imagine. So I have to assume that olives are going to follow the same processing. Not all of them. I'm not going to bash the olive growers, but the processing aspect of it is usually used with the lower quality product. So eat the olive, not the olive oil.
And I have to agree, Erica, the oil doesn't taste good. It just doesn't. You have to add so much. Well, you have to add so much to it. I mean, seriously, to make it taste good. I mean, yes, they did. At this Italian restaurant, they added the peppers and the garlic and, oh my God, the onions. It was fantastic. But the oil by itself?
Yeah. Yeah, and so by the time you got done with that meal, Jean, you probably packed in at least 2,000-3,000 calories. Yep,
absolutely.
Yeah,
no question about it.
Right. So getting back onto how people are struggling with a plant-based lifestyle and unable to lose weight, it's those hidden calories.
Right.
And sure, there's the lot of vegan crackers, organic crackers.
Oh, yeah.
When you turn the box over and you look at the other side and you see that the serving size is 9 crackers and the calories are 150 to 175 calories for 9 crackers.
Who eats 9 crackers? I'm sorry. Stop it.
Yeah, it doesn't. And again, it's a trigger food for 80% of the people in this country. Yeah. It's something that it's used for recreational eating. And the other thing with crackers is usually you're taking this and you're going like this.
Oh, yeah.
You're scooping something else up on it, which lots of times is guacamole, which is a great for you monounsaturated fat, but it packs a lot of calories. And even though we're plant-based, calories count. Calories matter.
The fat you eat is the fat you wear.
Dr. McDougall.
Yep.
It is so true.
So, it's true.
Yeah, so that's what we like about the Starch Queens program is the coaching. We have a fantastic educational program, management educational system, and we have our Facebook group, and we have coaching, and it's a great price, and everybody's losing weight, right, Jean? How many people lost weight last month?
Oh my God, that was amazing. It was amazing. It was 111 pounds between the group of us that we lost. The range was from like about 3 pounds to about the highest was 20 pounds. And that was in 30 days. And the average is about a little over 7. I think about 7.5 pounds.
Right.
That everybody lost. So
it's Yeah, we'd love to have you join us. If you're listening in, if you're
Yep.
just tuned in, please share our live Facebook feed. We would appreciate it. We want to reach
Absolutely.
as many people as we can, help as many people as we can, get healthy and shed that unwanted extra weight. All right,
Yeah.
Jean, what do we have up next on our list? Does anybody have any questions?
Favorite appliance?
Ooh, I love appliances.
Idiko? Is that how, I'm probably not saying your name. Idiko?
Erica?
No, below Erica.
I don't see. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, hi. I'm not saying your name
Hi.
right, but hi. Glad you're here. Glad you're watching with us. So what's your favorite appliance, Nancy?
Right now, I have 2 air fryers. I have the Philips air fryer, which Jean also has, and it sits on the counter, and it's the basket kind. And Santa Claus brought me a Breville air fryer, the countertop convection oven and air fryer. I really, really like it. I love the fact I have an oven is a gas oven, and I love to bake. And I felt like my arm was cut off because I used to just love to bake, but with this gas oven, it was just the heat wasn't dispersed right. So the Breville it's a nice convection oven. It's electric, so it bakes everything nice. But I like that I can put in a lot of things to air fry. So I can put in 2 or 3 potatoes to make French fries. I can put in a whole layer of veggies to air fry. So right now I'm really liking the Breville. What is it? Breville convection air. I really, really like that. Hi. Oh my goodness. I see it's Adiko. I'm sorry. I'm
I don't
terrible
know.
at pronunciation. Thank you for joining us. So I'm loving the air fryer. The Philips air fryer is fantastic. It works well. Philips holds the patent on air frying technology.
Yep, they've got it in the bottom.
It's that groove. And so that works really well. But my daughter, she said, well, you've got the Breville. What do you need this for? So I saw it walk under. She had it underneath her arm, and it went out the door. So she's got it now, which is great because now my daughter is going to be making healthy air fried option for her and her husband and my grandson. So it's a win-win. And then I also got the 3-quart mini Instant Pot, which is going to be phenomenal for travel. I'm really excited about that because when Nick and I travel, we always take our little steamer with us wherever we go. But the Instant Pot, we can do everything with that. And I'll just put it right in my carry-on if we fly somewhere. We cook in our hotel room when I do my half marathons. They're usually out of town. We were in San Francisco, Sacramento. And so we literally take everything off the table in the hotel room and we set up our kitchen. So we have an electric burner. So we have the electric burner. We bring a pot. So we use that. Then we have our steamer. So we travel and we just bring our food with us and we bring our cooking appliances with us. It works out well. We love the fact that we save so much money. We went to Las Vegas and saw Garth Brooks in concert a couple years ago. And we were in Las Vegas for 5 days and we ate 1 meal out. We went over to Whole Foods and we went grocery shopping and we requested a refrigerator for our room. And we just made everything. And the one vegan meal that we went to, it was awful. It was $100, and the food, we said no oil, no salt, no this, no. And it came back with these little teeny tiny portions, and it was really a waste of money. And Nick and I were so excited just to go back to our hotel and have our steel cut oats the next morning. So for me, Instant Pot and the air fryer are hands down my favorite.
Well, I have to agree. I like the Instant Pot. It's a game changer, no question. And of course the air fryer. I just made French fries again tonight because I'm on a French fry kick again. And
Erica's making hash browns daily. Yum.
Hash browns. Oh my God, I am the queen of hash browns. I mean,
yep.
I put them in my waffle iron and make waffle hash browns.
Tell us what brand of waffle iron you have, Jean, because yours always turn out better than mine. I have just the round Cuisinart waffle iron, but you have something that's more like a panini press, or is yours truly a waffle iron?
Waffle iron. And
okay.
What's nice about it is the plates pop out.
Yeah, see, that's really nice.
Mine's a Cuisinart too. Then I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. It wasn't expensive. I had never had a waffle iron, so I went and bought one for me. It wasn't that expensive. But the trick I have found when I do, because I use the Trader Joe's shredded potatoes, because there's no oil in those. And a lot of the pre-shredded ones come with oil and salt, of course. So the one from Trader Joe's has no oil in it, no added salt. So what I do is I take it right out of the freezer, and then I'll put it in water just to get some of the, defrost it. And as soon as it's defrosted, then I take the potatoes and I'll wrap it in a towel and I'll squish out as much excess water as I can get out of it. So once I do that, I put all of that into a pot, and then mix it with whatever seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder. I like bear spice. Give it a little kick.
Me too.
And then I'll put it into the waffle iron and then close it up. And I'll put I take a tea kettle and fill it with water and put it on top just to mash it down even more. But
that's a great tip. I don't do that.
Yeah. And then I also make sure it's preheated, because that's another trick. And then when literally you pop it out and flip it over. And I've got a cooking video on this. So if you go to the YouTube, Gene Schumacher Plant Powered YouTube channel, there's my waffle. It's my signature dish. And then when I get it out, I cut it in half with scissors and pop half into it twice. Oh my gosh. They come out so crispy. You can pick them up and bite into them yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
They're very, very good. I make them too, but they don't turn out nearly as good as yours do, Jean. So I would really, if you're going to invest in a waffle iron, make sure it's the Cuisinart, right? Yours is the Cuisinart that has the irons that pop out, because that's the deal breaker. And another tip is to make sure that those plates are hot and that you don't lift the lid until that steam is all gone, because you don't want to have that separation where you have half of the hash brown potatoes on top of the iron and then the other half on the bottom. That's what I've had. Oh, sorry, Jean, we can't hear you.
Mine has a beep. It has a beep on it when it goes beep, and it tells me when it's done. But then I pop it out and put it in the oven. Crunchy. So.
Okay. Hey, Shirley, how are you? Hugs and kisses right back at you. We're glad that you're here joining us. Do you have any questions for the Starch Queens this evening? I just put you on the spot, didn't I? I don't mean to. So, okay, waffle iron. What else, Jean, is your favorite appliance?
I would have to say, it may sound kind of crazy, but, just an apple slicer. I like cutting it and having it, especially when I'm cooking and I need little small dishes. I made an apple rice dish, which was out of this world. Apple, rice, and a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of almond milk. And I
bet that was good.
Oh, it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. But you want to have little tiny pieces of apple, and so getting the apple slicer, I just love having that and making it in, because I like to eat apples as well. And it just makes it easier to eat. And
that's a real simple little appliance that everybody should have. Or it's not even an appliance, that's a tool.
Here's one of those life hacks, okay? You slice the apple, okay? And then what you do is you take a rubber band and put it around it after you've sliced it, put it back together, and then put a rubber band around it so that it keeps the pieces together, and it stops it from turning brown.
Oxidizing.
So
wow.
So you put a rubber band around it, throw it into your cooler, okay? And then you have slices that you can take with you.
That's a great hack. I like that a lot. That's wonderful.
It just makes it easier to especially if you're traveling in the car, after you sliced it, and you can pass around slices.
Well, I want to do a big shout out to Shirley right now. Shirley just said that she's 8 days of 100% plant-based, 100%. And that's fantastic, Shirley. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited that you joined the Starch Queens, because you are doing fantastic, and your whole health dynamic is going to improve greatly. I'm really excited for you. Erica says she puts apples in a baggie with a lot of cinnamon and shake the baggie. That's a good way to coat them too. Oh, cinnamon apples. Yum, yum, yum.
I love pumpkin pie spice. It's got,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pumpkin spice pie spice.
oh, it goes in everything. It goes in my oatmeal. It goes in everything.
Yeah, see, that's not my thing, but I do love cinnamon. I do love cinnamon. I think it's the cloves. I'm not a big fan of cloves, but cloves are very good for you. All right. All right. So then we also want to, let's see. I put apples in a baggie with a lot of cinnamon. So we got that. That's a great tip too. Another thing you can also do is you can squeeze a lemon. And if you have a pastry brush, you can brush some lemon juice on the apple. Now that's only if you're going to be traveling or it's going to be a long time, because that's kind of a big hassle if you ask me, because it's like, who wants to paint their apples? I'm going to eat the thing before. I spend more time painting my apple than I would eating my apple. So I think I like the cinnamon idea. And I think Jean's idea of the rubber band is fantastic. And then you just grab one and pull it right out and just munch away. They're so good, but I just eat them whole, right out of the.
There is that.
Yeah.
Favorite book? What's your favorite book?
Ooh, right now I am reading The 5-Second Rule. Now that doesn't have really anything to do with a plant-based lifestyle, but it is a great book by Mel Robbins on how to energize your life, energize your business, energize your career, and focus. And so that's what I'm reading right now. And then next up is I just finished. I finished Dr. Furman's book, Fast Food Genocide. That was the most recent plant-based book that I read. And if that doesn't make you want to run right to the produce section of your grocery store, I'm not kidding you. Dr. Furman is such a great writer, and his knowledge on nutrition is just mind-blowing. Fast Food Genocide, in my opinion, is a book that every single person in this country needs to read. It's a book that should be in high schools. It's a book that should be in college. And it should be, and then also Dr. Neal Barnard's Cheese Trap. And then, of course, Dr. Greger's How Not to Die. Those three books right there were, in my opinion, should be textbooks. They should be required reading. They should literally be required reading. How about you, Jean?
Well, you talked about the cheese trap, and in case you haven't seen it, I did a whole series with Dr. Neal Barnard on the cheese trap. And if you haven't seen that, please go to the YouTube. It's also on the Starch Queens website.
Right.
And I'm getting ready to start with Dr. Barnard a new series called Power Food for the Brains. And if you haven't read that book, amazing. But look what just came today. I just posted this in. This one is Breaking the Food Seduction by Dr. Barnard. So I'm looking at the next book after I.
Jean, real quick, when was that book written?
Good question, because he's looking relatively young on the cover.
Yeah.
2003.
So wow, good. 15 years ago. That's fantastic.
So I'm looking forward to reading this one because I hadn't read this one, and this one's another one called Foods That Fight Pain. Okay. Again, by Dr. Barnard. Because I'm looking.
That'd be great for people with arthritis.
I know, and I can't wait to read this because he talks about different types. Oh, good, Shirley. I'm glad you're reading How Not to Die because that is a good one. And Neal Barnard's Reversing Diabetes. That's a good one.
Huge.
One is I had not heard about this one either because I went to go look at all the books that Dr. Barnard has written. Like, I wonder if the man ever sleeps.
I don't know. He's a machine.
Incredible. But this one is called Turn Off the Fat Genes. So this is another good one. I can't wait to read this one as well.
And is that also by Dr. Barnard?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Those are three. I'll put those on my Kindle app tonight because those are fantastic. Those will be fantastic. And what's great about Dr. Barnard's books is even though those books are 10, 15 years old, they're like Dr. McDougall's books. The facts are the facts. A plant-based lifestyle is what our bodies require. And when we are providing our bodies the nutrition that it needs, the starches that it needs, the weight loss comes off and health happens. I love the fact that health happens. It happens organically. And if you add organic produce to your life, you just feel so good. I mean, you just feel good. You don't get sick and it's a great feeling.
All right. Current favorite thing to do. What's your current favorite thing to do?
Well, right now, my current favorite thing to do is everything Starch Queens. I'm absolutely loving coaching. I'm a taste right now. I'm currently also in the year-long Tasty Life coaching and cooking instructor program. So I love that. We had an hour-long class today. So I'm really enjoying how to take the next level of coaching and cooking instruction out to my community. So I'll really be excited about that. And so that's what my current favorite thing to do is Starch Queens and Tasty Life. And of course, always running around chasing my 4-year-old grandson. And I think about how wonderful I feel, and I put things into perspective. When I was 4, 5, 6 years old, my grandparents, well, my grandfather, one of them was deceased, but my grandmother was riddled with advanced chronic rheumatoid arthritis, and she literally sat in a chair and knitted. All of us cousins, we just, back in the day, in the 60s and 70s, we just, we roamed the streets on our bike in a small town in Northern California. We left at sunup in the summertime, came back at sundown. But my grandmother wasn't able to be active with us. And I knew that that was something I wanted for my grandson. And that was really motivating for me to shed 100 pounds, get rid of my chronic disease so that I can literally be out on the soccer field running around with him. And that is my most favorite thing to do. I absolutely love playing with him, and I love running. And so that's my life right now. And I'm completely content and happy with it. How about you, Jean?
Well, first I see Shirley's drinking cinnamon and ginger tea right now. Any suggestions for tea? I love peppermint tea is my favorite. Is another good one that I like. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of applesauce, unsweetened. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Usually I get the organic one. And then 1 tablespoon of raw honey. It's the solid stuff, not the liquid honey, raw. So put that in 20 ounces of hot water and sip that. Gosh, amazing. In terms of your throat, the apple cider vinegar helps so much. So if you're against using beeswax or bee product, you can use the maple syrup.
Yeah, it's just going to coat it and give it some sweetness.
But I was just going back and thinking, Nancy, about you with your grandmother, and for me, and I'm thinking about for my daughter. When my daughter's 25, so when I was 25, my mother couldn't do anything. My mother couldn't go out and kayak. I mean, my mother was older. She was in her 40s, mid 40s when she had me. But when I was 25, my mother went from chair to chair to chair and couldn't move and couldn't.
Right.
She could drive me to, if I needed to go someplace, she could drive me. But that was it. She suffered from chronic health issues, obese her whole life. And yeah, it was just, and I think about it now, and it's interesting, that I'm able to do all these things, bike and hike and kayak, but my mother, no, my parents couldn't.
Right.
Could, to a certain extent. He was in pretty good shape, but then he dropped dead of a heart attack.
Right.
There was nothing in between. But the same thing with my grandparents, parents, most of them died when I was pretty young to begin with. But even back then, they were old. They couldn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, in a chair.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, my dad was 47. My dad was 47 years old when he had his first heart attack, and it was a significant heart attack. And then he proceeded to have heart attacks after that, 2 open heart surgeries. So my dad was what was labeled as a cardiac cripple. So even though we water skied and we did all that kind of stuff, my dad did his very best. And my mom, she played softball when I was little, but then she unfortunately ate the standard American diet and developed advanced chronic osteoarthritis in her 50s, the same age I'm at right now. Her fingers were deformed, and this finger had big knots on it, and she was living on opiate narcotics because of the pain, and she was going to a pain management clinic up until she passed away of cancer. So I'm not going to live that way. It's all plant-based for me. I want to be an active senior. I'm 55 years old. I want 85 to be the new 55. I mean, that's the power of plants. And that's what it's all about. We are coming up on the 6 o'clock hour. Jean, I would like to talk real quick about our plant-based towns and our plant-based pods real quick. Jean and I, we have our Plant Pure community pods, Plant-Based Westchester and Plant-Based Chico. Jean, you go ahead and read that from Shirley, and then we'll comment on that. And so we have Plant-Based Westchester, New York, and Plant-Based Chico, California, CA. And then we also have 26 other towns. If anybody is listening and interested in learning more about a plant-based lifestyle, and this is new to you, you can go to starchqueens.net and go on the tab that says Plant-Based Towns, and there's a whole list of all of our plant-based towns. And the majority of them are Plant Pure community pods. And if they're not pods yet, they're going to become pods. So that's really exciting. If you're interested in the Starch Queens program, you can find us at sqweightloss.com. Again, sqweightloss.com. We'd love to have you join our weight loss program. We're seeing significant results and helping people regain their life. And Jean has a comment now.
And educating.
Education. It's very much education. So what does Shirley say? Oh.
Here, some and a walker, but tomorrow I begin to exercise and working towards getting myself walking again.
That's fantastic, Shirley. Congratulations. That is a really good goal. That is a really, really good goal. As soon as the more mobile you can be, the more independent you can become. And when my mom's arthritis, her limited mobility was just like my grandmother's. She ended up in her later years with having to use a walker and a cane. And her mobility it was hard for her to get her clothes on. Shedding the weight, getting the inflammation out of your body is going to get that mobility back for you. And it's important to exercise.
Summit.
The summit. Jean, tell us about the summit.
Because I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me get my little agenda up here because that's at the top. Jean and I were invited by Shelley Hughes. She is right now, what's happening right now is the Whole Food Plant-Based Summit. And you can find that at plantbasedlifestylesummit.com. Again, I want to make sure I get it right. Plantbasedlifestylesummit.com. So there are Chef AJ was on the first day, I believe, and then Will Christie was on today of Potato Strong. There's, I believe, 21 or 22 interviews. Jean was interviewed and I was interviewed. So if you it's free. It's a free summit where you're going to have an interview every day for the next 20 plus days. And you're going to get a lot of wonderful education on the plant-based lifestyle. And there's a gift. Everybody has a gift. So when you sign up, you're going to get a gift. If you sign up today, you'll get a gift from the Starch Queens. So we have a really good discounted rate to join the Starch Queens program. So again, but the Lifestyle Summit itself is free and the gifts that we give out are free. And our free gift is a full day of Starch Queens recipes. These are recipes that Jean and I developed, and they're delicious. You get a day in the life of the Starch Queens weight loss program, and we're really excited to be able to give that to everybody. Anybody else have any more questions? Shirley says she wants her life back. You know what, Shirley? I'm really excited you said that, and we're really excited that we're going to help you get your life back, because that's what Jean and that's what we're committed to doing from here on out, is helping everybody get their life back, because there's nothing that feels as good as healthy feels. They say if you have your health, there's no money. I mean, people would pay millions and trillions of dollars to be healthy. And it all comes at the power of the plant. And it's that simple. I mean, and that's what we want. We want to get the word out there. That's why we hope people will share this live broadcast, so that people can start getting. I kind of feel like if the more that we scratch away at the layers of our habits and the way all of us were raised on the standard American diet, and we can trigger a curiosity, then somebody can say, oh, I could eat that. Or something that we say it resonates with that person may open the door into their a lot of people have their defenses up, and we can kind of tear those down so that people can start learning about this lifestyle. And once they do, it's a game changer. It's a lifestyle changer. And your body is a phenomenal machine, and it will heal itself. So we're really happy that you joined us tonight. This is the Starch Queens Talking Tuesday Q&A. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
For joining us. We saw you pop in again. You can see this. This will be recorded as well, and you can record and rewatch it as well. Thank you. Glad you're here.
Yes. All right. Oh, one last thing, because Jean was breaking up. This will be recorded and posted on our Starch Queens Facebook page. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks.